Welcome once more to another video in the series Foundation Mathematics, part of the larger series Intuitive Investigative Learning on a Concrete Basis. In this video I will be using Mathy Mats, but you can also try it quite well with the Montessori beads or the Dean's apparatus. But if you're in a low finance situation, why not try my bottle top alternative, which I show along with all the other resources in my video on mathematical concrete resources. This game reinforces the bundle and exchange concepts, which are necessary, and only those are necessary, for addition and subtraction. See my introductory video, Foundation Maths number 1, for further details. It also encourages what I call trading, a very useful skill for mental arithmetic. It makes full use of the many available dice and extends into the written version, and offers worthwhile challenges for high flyers. There's a wonderful bonus at the end, which is the game played entirely in the head, i.e. mental arithmetic. The general arrangements are similar to those for the counting game with marbles, as shown in video 4. To avoid arguments when the target is not obvious, the children can record the target before the game starts. For the pile of square 1, strip 10 and square 100 in front of the children, I recommend the following quantities per child: 12 square 1, 12 strip 10 and 2 square 100. And that means for a pair there will be 24, 24 and 4, or for a threesome 36, 36 and 6. A very important aspect of this game is that this will produce shortages which require a solution. For the dice, for slower learners, I use a 1 to 12 dot or a 1 to 12 number dice, but I prefer to do the introduction with 1 to 20, and that's what I will do here. I'll play the game. I throw the dice and it's 5. So for this player I take 5, and then throw the dice, it's 16, that's 10 and 6. And this player, that's 1, this player 18, that's 10 and 8. And then the first player again, that's 15, and to take 15 is not possible. So we need exchange to solve this problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 ones, so I can take for this person a 10 and put in the ones. And this player can now take 15. 3, 4, 5 and a 10. This player has 4, 2, 4. And this player has 9. And there are not 9, so again we need exchange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put in 10 and I take a 10, and now I can take 9. And so the game goes on until one of the players has 150 or more, exchanging whenever they wish. Once the children have played this game quite a few times, they can be invited to use any of the dice. And a bit later, the dice 0 to 9 and 00 to 90 can be introduced. Probably the target should not exceed 300. If you have access to more mathemats, then you can increase the target. An alternative to exchange is trading. This may occur naturally and spread within the group. I recommend changing partners frequently so that the children can learn from each other and help each other. And this includes the spread of new ideas. Here, trading. However, the Learn Guide may decide to introduce or mention trading. And here is my approach. Here is a mid-game situation. The first player has 34, that's 2 strip 10 and 14 ones. The second player has 45, that's 4 strip 10 and 5 ones. The first player has just thrown 18 and sees that it is not possible to remove 18. As before, he can first of all exchange 10 ones for a strip 10. Or there's an alternative, that is to take too many, that's 20, and return 2. There we have 20, returning 2 means that the gain is 18, and that's fine. If the player had thrown 4, then he or she could take 10 and return 6, and that is a gain of 4. Or if the player threw 17, then they could take 20 and return 3 for a gain of 17. The children can return to the game. Those who understand the new idea, which I call trading, will no doubt begin to use it. Those who are not so advanced will continue as before. However, with changing partners, those using trading will have to convince their partner, and that is a very healthy situation. Children learning from children. For some children, the written version will be attractive immediately, and others will follow on later. We have already done some written versions in previous videos. I recommend following the following introduction. The game will be played with the mathemats as before, and I choose a target of 150, and I've chosen the dice 1 to 20. But this is an example, so I actually say what the dice has had. For the recording, I have a 1 centimetre grid paper on a clipboard. Very, very helpful. Righto. The first player throws the dice and maybe has 14 and takes 14. And then both players record that on their own grid. That's 0 and then 14, and the result is 14. The second player throws the dice and maybe gets 8 and takes 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then both players record on their paper what the second player has done. Started with 0, had 8 and has 8. The first player throws again and maybe has 7 and takes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then both players write on their sheet. That starts with 14, throw 7 and see how many that is. If they can work it out, then they write it immediately, 21. Otherwise, they look and they count exactly what they have here, and it's 21. The second player throws their dice, maybe it's 11, so takes 11, and then both players write, I started with 8, I threw 11, and the new result is 19. Again, either working it out themselves from the written version or counting what lies in front of the person. And so it goes on. Here is one way of recording this game in the written form, but there are others as well. For a full demonstration of the development of addition, see video 11. The children are of course free to decide to play the game only at the written level. When this is the case, they can use the first two base 10 dice and then add the other base 10 dice as desired. Using two dice is also an option. I recommend at the beginning using two dice which are the same. I will choose 0 to 9 with dots for my introduction. I throw the two dice and I've got 9 and I've got 8. So that means I can take 17. I take a 10, I take two more for 17. My partner throws the dice and has a 3 and a 1, so can take 4. And so the game goes on. The children can choose which dice they would like to use. First of all, pairs with the same dice, and then how they like. A mixture of two, for instance 1 to 30 and 1 to 24 for the faster ones. And why not use 3 dice? My example would be with the 0 to 9 and 3 dice. I throw the 3 dice and I have 8, 3 and 3, so that's 14, and I take 14 as before. Why not 4 dice? And so on. The whole procedure and activities which have been used for addition can be applied to subtraction as well. In this case though, the start is 150, so both players have 150 and the goal is 0. And I have chosen the dice 1 to 20. I throw the dice and it's 12 and I must give up 12. Well, I can't do that at the moment. I've got 10s, so I exchange a 10 for 10 ones, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and now I can give up 12, a 10 and 2 ones. My partner does the same thing. Has to give up 2. Well, has to exchange first of all and take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then give up 2. Of course, trading is possible and it's almost the same. He gives up 10 and takes 8. And so the game goes on. Here is a summary of the slightly different arrangements for subtraction. And here is a summary of the options used for addition and which can also be used for subtraction. For a full demonstration of the development of subtraction, see video 12. Here's the bonus, a wonderful game. It may be considered necessary to go back to the simple game version with marbles in video 4, the start of which I've got here. Here is my introduction though, as I use it with children. Well children, we're going to play a new version of the game today, and we're not going to use any Mathy mats, and we're not going to use any marbles. We're just going to use the dice 1 to 6 with dots, and our target is 20. And we have to say each time what the game situation is. So I'll start and I'll throw the dice, and maybe I get 5. So I say, I've got 5, and you, that's my partner, you have 0. And then my partner throws the dice and maybe gets 3 and says then what the situation is in the game. I have 3 and you have 5. And then it's my turn again and I throw the dice and maybe I have 2 and I say, I have 7 and you have 3. And then my partner throws the dice and maybe it's 6 and says, I have 9 and you have 7. And so the game goes on until one of the children has reached 20 or gone beyond it. Here is a sample game, or the start of a sample game, to show what I mean. For high flyers, try target 40 with dice 0 to 9 dots or dice 0 to 9 numbers. But as ever, the children can choose the target and the dice they use. And of course the game can be used for subtraction. The start is 20 and the target is 0. Incidentally, this game impresses parents. Once the children have learnt the game, suggest then that they try it with their parents at home. Or introduce it at a parents' meeting. Some will find it quite difficult. Emphasise that the children can play this game. This is always good for the school image. The games or activities in this video enable the children to achieve a good intuitive understanding of the base 10 system, that's bundling, and of course they obtain a good understanding of exchange, both of which are necessary for subtraction and addition. And I've used the Mathy mats, though you can use another base 10 system of resources. And of particular note from all of the dice is the use of the base 10 dice. The children have opportunities to develop their understanding of addition and subtraction further, and the opportunity to move to the written version. Great fun can be had with these activities over a long period of time. I wish you also a lot of success and fun. See my website for all links, downloads and further information. And why not subscribe for up-to-date notifications of new videos. Goodbye.